Hi, my name is Jason Soares, and welcome to The Best Bulls Life. And this is Micro Mr. President, and make sure you stay tuned. In this next episode, we're gonna go over dog pens, dog cages, how to keep your dog safe and healthy and happy all in the same spectrum at the same time. On top of that, we'll touch more about the vets and dealing with the vets and the do's and don'ts with that. And we are also gonna go over micro and mini and standard English Bulldogs. Mr. President, true micro. And then we'll just go over all the crazy DaBestBulls life. There's lots of things that we do on an everyday basis. We'll just show you sort of some of the things that we've been doing lately and keep you up to date, and then show you the progress with the new facility, the new pens that we just got in for our dogs. Hi, my name is Jason Soares, and welcome to DaBestBulls Ranch. So, big news in DaBestBulls Ranch life is we had 8 puppies from Kimura and Escobar. It's always extremely stressful when your dog is pregnant. There's a lot of things, I mean, it's this constant non-stop watching, especially last week. The gestation period for a dog, I think I misspoke last time, I said 62 days. I believe it's 58 to 63 days. Any time in that window is pretty safe, but with bulldogs, you want to usually let the puppies come or take them after 60 days because you want the lungs and all that stuff to develop. It's very fine window with puppies coming because too early they can come underdeveloped, their lungs can be underdeveloped, and it's a big problem. I'm also scared for the mom. In this case, Kimura, she had a lot, so I was very stressed because her body's under a lot of pressure. We had 8 puppies, all gorgeous. We had 3 males, 5 females, 5 merles too, all blue tri and blue tri merle because the DNA of Kimura is she's a blue tri merle and Escobar is a blue tri. Now, as far as this litter, I love it because I love Escobar, obviously. I love his temperament, I love his structure, I love all that. And then I love Kimura, again, temperament. Kimura, if I had to rate all my dogs, is probably my smartest English Bulldog. Just some of the things I've seen her do are extremely smart. And smart isn't really gauged on the ability to do tricks. Any dog, even a stupid dog, can do tricks, sit, roll over, just about how well you train them. Smart is really dictated on the ability, and the real definition is like the ability to problem solve. And I've seen Kimura do some things, like figure out how to get this ball out or take this or go around something to get to here, that were very intelligent. So Kimura is my most intelligent dog that I've been able to witness. And then putting her and Escobar together, we're compounding great temperament. Both dogs amazing temperament, super sweet. We're compounding a good structure. Kimura has more of an athletic bulldog structure. Escobar more very thick structure, and by putting them together, I'm complementing their pros, and then the weakness is that I would like more athleticism in English Bulldogs because even though Escobar is great, runs, everything you guys see videos of him running, I just, like I've said before and I preached before, I don't want anyone to get a dog for me that can't go upstairs, you know, that can't run, is not healthy. And Kimura, if I had to take, again, all my dogs, I would say Kimura is my healthiest English Bulldog, like just fastest, strongest dog I have. So putting her with my best looking dog is just all pros, you know? And as far as a pet goes and how good of a dog these puppies are gonna be on paper and by their parents, it's just amazing. So that's why I put this pair together. And I'm not telling you all this information, so you can hit me up for puppies, because to be honest with you, I think we only have like 2 left out of 8. And if you're ever interested in a puppy, you have to, I mean, you don't have to, but if you want one from me, it has to be an early reservation. Because, like, for example, 4 of the 8 puppies were already reserved before the puppy was even born, and the other 2 got locked in the first like 3 or 4 days, and then the other 2 I'm not sure about, and I haven't even released because I'm not sure if I want to keep 1 or 2 of them. That being said, our puppies go extremely quick, and if you're ever interested, you can email me, you can contact me on Instagram, DaBestBulls Ranch, TikTok, DaBestBulls, email DaBestBulls@gmail.com, and or on YouTube right here, comment below, and I can always hit you up. But if you're ever interested in a dog, you gotta make sure, if you want a dog in the best timely fashion, hit me up early. But that being said, super excited about the Bulldogs. And it was a busy week. So then we had a puppy delivery, and I had to go to El Paso to deliver a Fury Lady puppy, and his name is Mac. You guys have seen him, super pretty. I actually regretted selling him the second he was reserved, but the guy wanted him, and from El Paso. he actually wanted to meet me, so I went out there. I've told this before, just so you know, we personally always deliver all our DaBestBulls dogs, either me or a family member or a very close friend. We don't hire other services for that, just because preference. And I am very busy, especially with the construction and everything, but this guy asked to meet me, so I flew out there and met him. It was great. He's very happy with the dog, and it was a successful delivery, and I'm happy with Mac having a good home, and they are actually getting 2 more dogs from us. So they're actually putting their program together with DaBestBulls dogs. So that makes me extremely proud, just to have people that trust in my program, in my structure, in my health, in my temperament so much that they build their program around DaBestBulls lines. It's a great honor. So I'm landing now, and I'm about to do breeding as soon as I land with Gordos, and grind is still going. So we are now dogless, and we get off the plane. I'm gonna get on the shuttle, and I'm gonna get picked up. Sarah's gonna pick me up. She has Escobar and President. We're trying to offer the best service possible. Gordo's Bulldogs, they have really nice bulldogs, an amazing friendship program, and they want to use our studs, Escobar or President. They asked if they could see both, so I'm having, and they want it done today. So I literally got on the plane this morning. I'm having Sarah pick me up with Escobar and President. I'm going to their house, and then we're gonna do the breeding. So then get home and get right back to work on dog life, but DaBestBulls life is the best life. Esky, what's up, boy? Let's go. So we got Esper right here. Like I said, we're gonna go to Gordos. We're gonna do a breeding, and they want to see President and Escobar. So we're bringing them out like we always do. We don't hide anybody. Offering the best service possible. I literally went to the airport. Make sure this thing didn't mess up. I went to the airport today at 7. Flew all the way to El Paso. Dropped off pup there. Flew back.
Stay in the left 4 lanes.
And now we are going straight to a breeding, which is actually right here in Orlando, so it's perfect. And then home and take care of dogs and continue DaBestBulls life. Right, Esky? And then we got President back there. And then Leah there too. Was there, get this breeding done. Gorgeous night. DaBestBulls life is the best life. Let's go. This is Red. Look at Red. Look at, he is so nice. What's up, boy? You're perfect, huh? Please. President with Gordo's girl. We got President doing a breeding tonight, right, buddy? And the pretty Gordo's girl right here. Gordo's, guys, just so you know, they have English Bulldog and French Bulldog program. They're most known for their Frenchies. They have crazy Frenchies, crazy everything, but give them a follow as well, too. And it's just a very successful week. It's always a busy week at DaBestBulls life. With all the stuff coming in, we're still working on building the facility, and we're hoping in about, I'd like to say, 2 months, we're gonna look like a finished product. Even though we have months and months left, it's 2 months, it's gonna be looking really good. So today we're gonna go over dog pens. So there's a couple things you wanna make sure you cover when you're putting your dog in a pen. One, is it safe, number one. And then number two, is it comfortable, is your dog gonna be happy? So those are the 2 main criteria you wanna go over. And I'm gonna go over that for you, for the person that doesn't have, a bunch of acres or doesn't have the facility that I have, but still, loves their dog and wants to make sure they're safe when they're not home, when they are home, all those things that you should be thinking about when keeping your dog. So this is the pen I use. It's called Homey Pet Station. It's the one that's on Amazon. Now, I have used the blue bottom ones. If you guys aren't sure what I'm talking about, I'll show you. I'll show you right now. We'll go to it. The blue bottom ones are these ones right here, and I don't like them. You see how they're the black cage and blue bottom, and they're a lot cheaper to me. Everything about them is cheaper. The metal's cheaper. It's flimsier. The grates are not as good. Nothing's good. Now these ones are the gray ones I have, and I'm going to show you what I do. And this is a brand new one. I ordered it because I actually use this just for sort of like if a dog's coming in, needs to be put there or whatever. I love these ones because they're strong, and this is for bulldogs, Frenchies. The dogs can fit in them. They make bigger ones as well too. I'm not too experienced on the bigger breeds, even though I'm about to get one. But I like these ones. Now the only disadvantage to this one over the versus the blue one is the blue bottom one comes, like those ones are popular, is they come with the blue bottom. And the blue bottom is that flat kind of grate thing that makes it a lot more comfortable for the dogs. And because I'm not a fan of keeping dogs in a pen that has this. Look at this wire. This is what I'm talking about. This is the top. Okay, the bottom. Oops, the bottom is this right here. Like imagine standing on that, or laying on that, sleeping on that. It's just not comfortable. It can't be comfortable. So I'm not a fan of keeping a dog on a pen like that. On top of that, the bottoms to this one are so much better too. The trays are in there better, so like pee or poop can't go out. It's just a better constructed pen. And this pen is I got to do the exact measurements, forget, but I think it's like they're probably like it's like 45 by, I don't know, 36 or something like that. So it's a nice size, and you can also put a divider in it if you have 2 Frenchies or 2 English Bulldogs for them to sleep. I don't think dogs should be locked in a cage for their life, or even for the majority of their life. That is horrible, and if you're doing that, you shouldn't own the dog. That's my opinion. You may say you don't like it or whatever, but I think most ethical people can argue my case that dogs should not be in their pen the majority of their life. That being said, the dog is, they're worse than little kids. They're worse than, probably worse than a 3-year-old, because they move, they're faster, they run, they're mischievous, and you can't really even tell them, even though you can't really even tell a 3-year-old what to do, you can barely tell a dog what to do. So some being better than others, but it's very hard. For example, if you have a mischievous dog and you want your dog to be loose in the house all day, that dog now has a chance to get into bleach, get into things that could hurt it and kill the dog. So I like to protect my dogs. And I also like my dogs to be very happy. And one thing, a little story, when I first started with the Bulldogs, I used to have them in a pen, like a 12 by 12 pen in my living room there was a sliding glass door, and they had a doggy door out to the backyard that was fenced in, pretty big backyard. So the dogs had 24/7 accessibility to go in and out, come inside in the AC, sleep in their bed, and go outside and play and all that stuff. And what I found, I have cameras on my dogs, and what I found every single time I was gone, if I was gone, cameras on dogs are sleeping. Dogs are just sleeping. They just slept nonstop. That's what most dogs do. Now, if you have a more energetic dog, it might be a little different, but most dogs are gonna sleep majority of the time, especially the bully breeds, Bulldogs especially. And then as I got some more dogs, like I said, they're worse than 3-year-olds, that they can actually cause damage, is they would pick on certain dogs. Like maybe 3 of them decide to pick on this one today, and then these 2 would pick on this one today, and it would hurt them. So then it became a problem with 1, they didn't really use the outside, and 2, they were hurting each other. So just like you wouldn't leave a bunch of 4 or 5 or 10-year-olds together for a long period of time because they'll get in trouble, they probably team up with each other, hurt each other. Same thing with the dogs. So if you have a bunch of dogs, especially the bully breed dogs, the Bulldogs, the Frenchies, and those stuff, I don't like to keep a bunch of them together. I like to keep 2 or 3 together, 3 max, if they're unsupervised. And if you, and then on top of that, I don't feel bad about putting them in pens, especially at nighttime, because 1, it keeps them safer, and 2, they're not getting in trouble, they're not hurting each other and all that stuff, and 3, they worry about sleeping anyway. Every dog, depending on the breed of dog, needs a certain amount of outside activity, sunlight, and grass and dirt, and just that kind of stuff on their feet. That's what every dog needs, you know. Now, English Bulldog, they're gonna sleep. I don't know the exact number, but I'd really be willing to say that an adult English Bulldog sleeps about 18 to 22 hours, averaging 20 hours a day. That's a crazy amount. So like, Mr. President's sleeping a lot of times. So if he's sleeping, he could be in his bed. In his bed is his pen, where he's safe, nothing gets to him, he can't get to anything else. And then when he's not sleeping, he's out playing in the yard with me, in the house. But you can see right now, it's the end of summertime here in Florida. We're in Central Florida, and it's getting a little better in weather, but still, like, it's nighttime, getting close to nighttime now, it's still hot. You know, he's not running around, it's a little bit hot for him. Let me show you the flooring. Let me go get the flooring, and then come back and I'll show you. The flooring that I put in these is a little different, and it has to be custom done. I need to find out where you get it, and I cut it to make it work. But I'm gonna show you right now. So these are the bottoms, and I'm gonna find out where we get these from. I got these from my mom, and they're this puzzle mat, they clip together, and then I zip tie them to the floor on top of the grate. So it serves as a dual purpose. It still allows that grate effect, like the blue cages, where you have stuff can go through it. But then it also allows a nice flat surface that's a lot more comfortable than the very sharp, not sharp, acute bars that drive in the skin. So it's the best of both worlds. Like I said, bulldogs do not do well with like Present, for example. He's a peeing machine. If you give him a bed, a 1000% within 3 minutes, she probably only needs 30 seconds, but within 3 minutes he's peeing on it. He's gonna mark it, and he's gonna do that all day, every day, until that thing's a sponge, and within a couple hours. So we don't put them on soft beds. We put them on cots, and we have the cots going into the facility. They're indoor pens, and we're gonna see how that works. But this works really well. So we're gonna build this. We're gonna cut this. We're gonna put this pen together, and show you how it's done. This pen / cage, whatever you want to call it, it takes a little bit more work than some of the cages that pretty much come where you just open them and they're ready. But in my opinion, it's so worth it. Lots of times, things that are easy to assemble are also easy to disassemble. Like this pen, you have to screw every single piece in. It's just a lot tighter, on the other pens. And maybe there's other. I call them the blue pens because they always have that blue bottom and stuff. It's just a more solidly made pen. You can tell when you feel it. The steel is stronger. I actually don't have this. This one has never rusted on me. And then on top of that, it's just like pieces aren't falling off. Like in the other ones I have, like a lot of the part where the trays go on, that part just sits down in a groove. Like it doesn't screw in. So if you move or pick the gauge wrong, those pieces can fall out. In this pen, as you can see, I'm screwing everything in. It's a lot tighter and solid, more solid, and even the dogs when they chew on it, like it doesn't bend. Like on the other blue one, you got chewing bars, and if you got a crazy English bulldog, you can get out. So these are my panels. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to piece them together because they don't really fit perfectly. So I'm going to piece them together. A little dirty, I need to pressure wash them, but you guys get the point. So I piece them all together right here, and then I'm going to cut it, trim it to size, and then zip tie it down on here. Okay, so now I got these shears. I forget where they're shears from like Home Depot. That's 1 inch right there. So I'm going to cut this one on this line right here. So then I just come right here, cut. I did this with household scissors. I think I ruined the scissors, and it was so hard. But this is extremely easy doing it this way. So now, just cut. These things are crazy strong. I think it's for like cutting wire or something like that. And yeah, I think these are for cutting wire. So cutting this is not a problem for these things. And then what I do too is I'll go back and I'll even clean up these edges right here. These ones are harder to cut, these thicker ones, but these shears definitely are worth it. Now we have fits nicely on there, and then I just take these and I zip tie them in, and then we're good. And then I also make sure that I take the joint, I don't know what you call it, like the main part of the zip tie, and I put it on the downward end so it's not poking the dog, and then I cut. And that's all I do. This is the cage I recommend. I'm gonna give you the links. This is the one on Amazon. It is a very sturdy cage. I like it for the bulldogs. It has a latch here. That's once it closes, you close it, pull. It also has the fail safe, which I like a lot. Comes with it too, a clip that you can clip here to make sure the dog doesn't get out. So now there's no way. Once that's clipped in, you're good. You have the ability to have 2 stalls, which this is definitely good enough for a bulldog, especially my mini bulldog. Look at Present. Present sleeps in these things. This is actually the one he sleeps in right now until his facility is done. Look at that. That's all you need to sleep. He has a bone in there and he's sleeping. Now, other reason I like this pen a lot is I like the construction. It's a lot more durable than the blue ones, and it just, everything about it is a little bit tighter and like I can just more quality, you know. These trays slide in at a much tighter fit, and there's also a catch in the middle that defers the if they happen to pee in the middle, it defers it down into the tray instead of the blue ones. There's a space in between these trays, and if they peed or in the middle, it would go straight through to the ground. So this one's great. It has this nifty panel that has edges on it. So if they pee in the middle, it goes down into this tray right here. This tray catches everything. And then there's two of them. So this is my recommend. It's called Homey Pet Station. You can get them on Amazon. And then I build a floor so they can have the comfortability of the floor. So that's my recommendation if you're gonna keep your dog, a dog that's this size in an indoor crate. And you can open it up as well, but like I said, I don't believe the dog should live in a crate majority of the time. This is their sleeping quarters, so he goes in there to sleep at night. He sleeps here during the day. When he goes outside, he has his space. Right, President? That's my boy right there. Now to go over our pens. Now the pens we got, a lot of time and thought has gone into it, designing. We just got them in today. I'm not sure if I saw a couple things I'm not sure if I like, so I might have to hire another metal guy to come in and work on them, but we're gonna see. These are the outdoor pens. Now it's not everything. I actually, I have the huge 150 by 70 pen that's still coming. They didn't finish it because of the war with Russia and stuff. They didn't get the proper metal, and it's very high quality metal. Like, you can't really tell, but it's very thick steel, very strong steel, a million times different than like the regular wire fencing you see. A lot stronger stuff and just a lot higher quality. So we got this. I've been waiting probably 3 months between ordering, delivery, and everything. What's up, President? Say hi to President. You didn't notice it. So I've been waiting a while for this, and this is going to complete the inside and outside and give them the access to go in and out. And I went with this stuff because just the quality, you can't beat that here in the US. It's strong. I'll show you some more of it as I unpack it. Make sure, President, don't fall, man. Come on. And this is it. Now, the real hard part is gonna be constructing this thing because I gotta call my guy on WhatsApp. It's from Portugal, like I said. And President, get down. Let's take him down and let's flip this thing out. So I'm gonna show you the material. So this is the material, and I know it's hard to sort of see, like get the perspective of what it is on video, but it's exactly what I ordered. And it's crazy because I had to pay, it's pretty risky. I did my research. I had to pay the guy in Portugal full payment, full delivery, full everything, without ever getting anything. It's not like where I get it. So it's very sketchy, but everything is welded. Everything's custom made to size. This is super solid. I'm really, really happy. Wow. This is the first time I'm seeing it, like dead serious. I went to pick it up, but I didn't really examine it too much. I had to load it, but this is so solid, so nice. Wow. I'm really, really happy. This is my stuff. I want to see how the gates work. I haven't even looked how they work. I don't even know how they work. We'll figure it out as we go, but let me see, yeah. So obviously it's a little scratched up and stuff, which is, it's acceptable. This is, I think it's about 1,700 pounds of metal, all custom designed for the size I wanted. So I don't even know how all this works. No real directions. My guy's supposed to give, oh, there are all the bolts down there. Okay, awesome. That's cool. We'll probably fix some things, but overall, all in all, the strength of this is amazing. These are the fronts. Oh, that's what I want to show you. These are the fronts of the pens. You walk through and you can look in, but on the sides, if you look, it's solid steel paneling that's in between each pen, so the dogs can't. We did that because when you have, like, let's say you have 2 dogs in this pen, 2 dogs in this pen, sometimes they'll try to fight each other and they can hurt each other. hurt themselves through the pens. So it's just better to have that, you know? We have a 4x4 inside, totally concrete. We have a doggy door inside that allows them to go in and out. And we also have a ability to close the access so they can have to stay in if we want them to stay in. The outside is 4x9. So a total of 4x13 is their full space. It's a big pen. We're gonna keep either 1 to 2 dogs in those pens. I like 2 because I don't like the dogs to be alone. I feel like it's like solitary confinement, and solitary confinement is supposed to be like one of the worst tortures there is for mankind and anything with intelligence. So even like President, he doesn't want to be by himself. But I like to pair them with dogs like the ones that really like are keen to each other. So we have those pens. So we got the outdoor pens. The outdoor pens is the 9-foot walls with a 4-foot front, solid walls, graded front, and we have to install that. That's going to be fun. It's super solid material. We went with the strong material because I don't want any kind of bend, any give where a dog can maybe fit through a certain area, like I said, and get stuck. I also want to make sure that my dogs are able to stay in the pen and they don't break out of the pen, because that's dangerous too. If dogs get out, that could be a problem as well. But I also have fail safes for that as well. Like I say with everything, you want to have multiple levels to every line of safety. So like for my pens, it will be very strong. I did all my due diligence to making the pen strong and making sure everything was good and they can't escape. Now if something happened where I have no clue, they got out, they still wouldn't be able to get totally out because I have more walls and more pens in there. You know what I mean? So, and then on top of that, I have security cameras, motion detectors, and I'm always out there. So like with all these fail safes, nothing bad's really gonna happen, you know? It's the same thing with everything. With like, you know, the facility getting too hot. We have 2 ACs, we have a generator, we have cameras, we have temperature alerts, we have individual us going in there every couple hours, all kinds of things. So many fail safes. So that's what we do. And I recommend that too when you have your dog. Like if you have your dog in a pen or in a crate when they sleep, whatever, you want to make sure if that crate were to open, they're not going to be able to get out and directly access, you know, a poisonous substance, you know. On top of that, most of the crates have the ability to close, and if you don't close them right, they'll still open. So you want to make sure you close it, test it, and then sometimes they even have like a little clip thing that you can put through it that makes it so it's completely fail safe. And I recommend doing that because I'm telling you, when I had the dogs in the crates, so many times would they open up. Come here, President. Come here, my little. This is a true micro bulldog. I'm gonna go over the micro bulldogs too, but look at him. He's tiny. So a question I'm asked a ton is micro mini bulldogs, and I've gone over this before. I'm gonna go over it again because I got Mr. President here. Mr. President is a true micro English bulldog. He is a true 10.5 inches tall. Anyone wants to come to my facility, measure him with a real caliper, you're more than welcome to. He's about 27 pounds, could be a little more or a little less, depending on how fat he's being. Right now I'd say he's maybe a pound or 2 more, maybe 27 pounds, but he's very light. I'm gonna put him down. He's gonna mess up our new couch. He is gonna mess up. Ooh, I gotta watch that. Anyhow, that's not good. So with micro and English bulldogs, and a common misconception, I've went over this before, is people say they have more or less health problems. Traditional, or probably majority, they do because people are not breeding properly. But just like we got from a wolf to a Chihuahua and the Chihuahua is healthy, the same way you can get from a standard bulldog to a micro bulldog, just have to do it properly. You have to breed healthy dogs and breed out the problems. Breed out the breathing problems, breed out the movement problems. That's what I'm known for. You see Mr. President, he runs and jumps and plays and breathes and everything. He's a true healthy micro English bulldog. Real quick, I mean, like I said, I've gone over this before. My grading for a micro bulldog is 11 inches and under, mini bulldog 11 to 13, and standard bulldog is 14 to 17. That's how it works. Now standard bulldog 14, 17, that's AKC standard. Weights, I don't really go off that much because if you have a 10-inch micro bulldog, that's all it really matters. People don't want a 15-pound English bulldog because that means that now you're looking at like a little 15-inch dog that's not a bulldog. A bulldog has big bone, big features, big head, big growth. So they are going to weigh, you know, depending on how thick that dog is, between 25 and 45 pounds. Escobar is a true mini, 12.5 inches tall. There's some minis that are the same height as him, but he's almost double their weight because he's just so friggin' thick, and that's why people love him, you know. President is only, you know, 1.5 inches, 2 inches shorter than Escobar. So this much shorter than Escobar. he's also almost 20 pounds lighter than Escobar because he's just such a leaner dog, you know what I mean? It's just styles, you know, and that goes into another topic is Bulldog styles. There are a bunch of different styles, and some people say, you know, Escobar is the best Bulldog in the world, and this dog's the best Bulldog in the world. Now, Escobar, in my opinion, is the best Bulldog in the world, and in other people's opinion, this dog might be the best Bulldog in the world. Now, one thing that's for sure is Escobar is an amazing Bulldog, Mr. President's an amazing Bulldog. Are they the best Bulldog in the world? To me, they are. To other people that like a different style, like a more standard, bigger, old school style, then another Bulldog might be the best Bulldog in the world. So that's something to understand is, as for you as a consumer, as a person that wants to pet or wants to produce the dogs, you have to decide what you like and what you love. You know, that's why this art piece is worth 100,000 to this person, and to me, it's only worth, might not be worth anything. I don't like it, so it's all relative to you. Also on the styles, like you have the sizes, okay, standard. You have mini and you have micro. Those are styles. You also have within those same styles the overdone, huge rope, huge rolls on the face. To a degree, I think is okay when it gets where it's really clogging their nose and their eyes. I don't think it's good. That falls under the bad health thing. You have the little bit leaner kind, but at the end of the day, with the Bulldogs, there's certain criteria. You want to have big bone features, you want to have a big head, and you want to have a rope, and you want to have the really short snout. Those things, and compact structure. Those things are unnegotiable. If it doesn't have that, most likely it's not an English Bulldog. And that really sums up like the styles of Bulldogs. And then for you, you have to decide what style you like. Do you like Mr. President? I have a bunch of different styles. I have Mr. President, totally different style than King Escobar. And I have Fury, totally different style than King Escobar. And I have Kilo, which is a mix of everything. So like, it depends on what you want the dog for as a pet, what you like, what the look that you think is good. Just like men and women, people have different views on what they think is pretty. So it's all extremely relative. Now with vets, I recently just had Kimura. She had King Escobar puppies, 8 puppies, and she got extremely sick, and we didn't know why. And first, like, she got up, walked out to the vet, passed out, gums were white. I'm pretty sure she was anemic. Now, we still don't even know for sure, but the good news is she is getting better. But when she passed out, I took her to the vet right away. They saw her white blood cell count was low, red blood cell count was low, one of those two, and they did a blood transfusion. She stayed there for 24 hours, and it was a lot of money. And for me, you guys know me, I don't care about money. That's not the case. What I do care about is just vets trying to sucker me for money, anyone trying to sucker me for money, doing wrong things. But if you told me right now it's going to cost $10,000 to save Mr. President's life, will you pay him? Yes, 1 second, like instantly. Like, where do you want the check written out to? That's not a problem. But so for Kimura, she had a blood transfusion. She got better, and then she came home, and she started panting a lot. Whatever, got really bad. And I called the vet. They said the blood work was fine. When they released her, everything was perfect. They don't really know why. At first, we thought she had internal bleeding from a C-section, but it wasn't that, because when she went and did the blood transfusion, they ran tests on her for the whole night and made sure that she was not bleeding, which she wasn't. Long story short, she has milk fever. There's a couple of other scientific names for milk fever. You can Google it. Milk fever basically is what happens when they have a calcium depletion, and it happens because of milk production is sucking calcium out of their body. The puppies are sucking calcium out of their body, and it can happen up to a week before birth and then after birth, of course. So what you do is you do calcium supplements, and that can fix it. And we're doing calcium supplements on Kimura. And so long story short, I was going to bring Kimura to the vet again because she was having all the symptoms of milk fever. And we diagnosed it actually through a friend told me about it. And it was the exact diagnosis. We gave her calcium pills, and she's been doing way better since. Now, if I would have went to the vet, I don't know if they would have caught that, because something that people don't understand is that the vet doesn't know everything. And a lot of them don't. That's why it's so important to find a good vet. And sometimes they're just going to run tests and like write up bills and they still don't solve the problem. So I'm not sure if they would have solved this problem, but it's just a disclaimer. Just always do your due diligence and make sure you try to educate yourself as much as possible, because just like a doctor, like I'm taking my daughter to the doctor, I want to know as much as possible, and I'm going to call other people to see what's going on, to make sure this doctor is not giving my daughter a shot or a diagnosis that she doesn't need, because I love my daughter. I don't want anything bad to happen to her. And I don't want even one little thing bad to happen to her. Same thing with the dogs, is I don't want a misdiagnosis, because people mess up. It's human error. So too often people put vets in high regards, and I have a high regard for vets. They've saved my dogs and I love them for that. But at the same time, I've also had bad situations where vets do bad things, do wrong things. We've had vets tell us to put a dog down before. It's a funny story. I had a vet tell my mom to put this dog down before it has cancer, put it down. And then the vet that runs that office, the one we like, his name's Dr. Machado, he's from Miami. He walked in, saw the dog, he said, no, don't put him down, give him time. Long story short, that dog is still alive 4 years later, perfectly fine, did not have cancer. That vet told my mom to put the dog down. Luckily, Dr. Machado, the owner of the practice, came in and told my mom not to, and that dog is still alive now. And if my mom, trusted vets trusted that one vet, and Dr. Machado maybe didn't come in, that dog would be dead right now for no reason. So that being said, again, do your research, do your diligence, get second opinions, ask questions, and educate yourself so you can make sure that the vet is doing the best job for you and you're getting the best vet for yourself. You're not dealing with a vet that's just out for money and to collect a check and doesn't care. You're dealing with a vet that cares and will tell you the right thing, whether it's going to lose them money or whether it's going to make them not as much money. You know what I mean? So that's my disclaimer of vets. I just went to the vet. It was actually an overall good experience, but it was probably a good experience because I know I have my limits too, and I would know what to watch out for. But to someone that just goes in and wants to be a soldier to the vet, it's very dangerous if it's not a good vet. You're going to lose a lot of money, bad diagnosis, your dog could die, all kinds of bad things. So again, do your due diligence. Hi, my name is Jason Suarez. This is Sushi, and thank you for watching DaBestBulls Ranch. Really appreciate all the support. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, concerns, recommendations, anything, please comment down below. Write me at DaBestBulls@gmail.com. Check us out on Instagram, DaBestBulls Ranch, TikTok, DaBestBulls, and of course, make sure you subscribe and click the bell down below. We have some big news coming up. I think for episode 16, I will release it. We have stuff about the facility, stuff about the property, stuff about a new dog. We have all kinds of things coming in, all kinds of news, and make sure you stay tuned next week for episode 16.